Hi there, Scorpios, and welcome to your December reading. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now with your cards. The deck I'm using is this beautiful Crystal Visions Tarot deck by Jennifer Galasso. All right, I like introducing the deck I'm using before I get started. I also have very slowly but surely, okay, don't call me Shirley. I have been getting my Christmas cards together so that I can do a special holiday Christmas reading. I usually like putting together like a Christmas card game, so where you pick a pile, but because of my camera settings, I think I'm gonna just do a like past, present, future, sort of like a Christmas Carol themed reading, because I do have 3 Christmas decks. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, Scorpio. So uh, little sneaky secret of what has got to come. Okay, so these 2 cards just kind of flew out, and I love them both for you, Scorpio. So I have the Ace of Wands. Okay. And also I'm listening to the Nutcracker themed music in the background. So I'm going to pause it just a second. All right, that's better. All right, so Ace of Wands, okay? So this beautiful energy coming in for you, Scorpio, I feel like is right on point, okay? You have the beautiful sword, all right, and it is placed in the ground here near this bubble, and there's a beautiful dragon, almost like a baby dragon, slithered around it, and there's these beautiful like ruby red crystals and gems placed here, and there are beautiful like orange red flowers. And Scorpio, I feel like your energy is such a beautiful like arrangement of this reddish orange, just almost like sacral chakra coming through, and the red is sacral, and then the orange I think is your, like, I think it could be the abdomen, but I want to double check that for you. Red chakra and orange chakra. I love the chakras. Okay. But yeah, so what is the orange chakra? Okay. Because I know there's the sacral, I know there's the crown. Those are the most like familiar I'm with. But the orange chakra is known as the sacral. Okay, so the orange is the sacral. This is, which is located in the lower abdomen. It is associated with creativity, pleasure, and emotional balance. A balanced sacral chakra promotes healthy emotions and passion in life. And I really feel like right now, Scorpio, is that orange chakra is on point, okay? Now the red chakra, because I feel like we're getting like some reds and oranges here. The red chakra is also known as the root chakra, or Muladhara, is the first chakra in the body's energy system. Wow, associated with grounding, stability, and survival instincts. Ooh, your red and your orange chakras are really in alignment right now, like working together full time. And I feel like that's promoting and allowing this energy to flow through your body as you absorb it into your root system, and then up into your spine, near the coccyx bone. Okay, that's where the red chakra is located, at the base of the spine. And then this is the foundation of the entire chakra system, connecting you to earth and providing a sense of stability and security. Now, the Ace of Wands is all about that creativity and that passion, okay? And the Three of Wands is coming out next with this little baby like lion cub, and kind of like a mountain lion with this woman, and she's sitting on a mountain with a candle, wands, bubbles, a purple dragon. She is holding a beautiful crystal orb in her hand, crystal ball with light illuminating the mountains, the vast valley, and mountains in front of her, the valley below her, and the mountains, the valley going up into the mountains there. Your pathway of success here really aligns with your creativity and your passion and your survival instincts, your instinct to survive all odds. And the Three of Wands is the starting of a journey, okay? And we are starting a new year, so it makes sense that this card would come out in an end of the year reading to kind of prepare you, prep you, get you ready for the next phase in your life, the next journey in your life. And I feel like this young woman, she holds a great deal of power and light and love within herself, okay? And as do you. You're growing and you're breathing this fire, you're breathing this energy out into the universe, like you're releasing this passion inside of yourself, and it's really a beautiful time right now for you, okay, Scorpio? So we also have here the Eight of Pentacles. This is because you're very hard at work on your creative endeavors, okay? What you're working on, your projects, okay? Your creative skills, all right, are coming into play here. And you're crafting something really, truly beautiful and remarkable that really, I feel like, ignites you and inspires you. And I love how this is like a wheel, a spinning wheel. She's weaving some, yarn here, some wool or some, fabric here. And she is under a tree of apples, okay, and of grapevines. What you're growing here is something only I feel like um, you understand this inner this inner knowing or this inner knowledge that um you know um what you like plant into the ground, or like the seeds that you've planted all year have now fully grown, okay? November was all about that harvest and that bounty of food. And it's, if you look at things in this like sort of like um, metaphorical sense, you can see that what you've grown here is a tree full of fruit. You have grown vines full of grapes, and now you can pick the grapes and drink the wine. Now you can enjoy the rewards, okay? Um, that you have grown and manifested for yourself. A lot of abundance here. The Eight of Pentacles really is that cornerstone of energy that when it comes out in a reading, it really symbolizes the breakthrough that you've been waiting for is like is fully right there in front of you. It's like you have worked very hard and you now deserve the rewards that you have worked hard to receive. And that's what the Three of Wands is kind of like saying, is like, look how much you've done, you're light into the world, you're releasing that into the world, and you're manifesting that. You'll continue manifesting that. You know where your skills lie, you know where your career goals are, you know what projects you need to work on, and all of that is coming from this very creative side to you that is also a very passionate side. It's also a side where you're deeply rooted and grounded in reality versus just fantasizing. I like magic, and in magic you create and you fantasize, but you turn that wheel and you make it into reality. Okay, that's what the Eight of Pentacles is saying. Like all your creative ideas, all your creative projects, all your career pursuits, all of that, all the hard work that you've done is now turning and spinning into tangible rewards. Okay, Eight of Wands. Wow, Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Wands. I love this. Synchronicity. The number 8 signifies infinite abundance, infinite magic, infinite beauty. And these are all unicorns. Wow, I love how these are all unicorns, and they're all like coming down this like the canyon or the slope here into this, like, again, like this theme of like orange and red here, and there's all 8 of them. right? Stampeding ahead. It's like all this is just like this powerful force of energy, like backing you up. Like this, the universe has got your back. Your unicorns have got your back. I believe in unicorn magic. I believe in the magic of the unicorns. And you've got all 8 of them, okay? And they're all like traveling in this force of energy towards this new this new year, okay? It's like a better, stronger, more productive side, I feel like, to you that you knew was there all along, but it might have been like hibernating. You know, we are in winter season, so this could be like hibernation, and then just full force coming out, right, as the new year approaches. Okay, Queen of Wands. Okay, look at this. You're the queen of creativity. You're the queen of passion. You're the queen of fire, really, Scorpio. Um, you're the lioness. The little lion grows and becomes the cub, becomes the lioness, becomes the queen, right? As you go down this spiritual journey, you learn you've grown. Okay, you've expanded your love and light. You've put that out in the world. That's what she's doing here, the Three of Wands. She's putting her love and light out in the world and manifesting it. And then she's putting her heart into hard work. Like she's putting all her energy into her work. And as a result of this, your unicorns are full force, speed ahead. Your magic is happening. It's coming together. And then you turn into this beautiful queen, right? You've already become this beautiful queen energy. You've already got this beautiful goddess, divine feminine energy. But you need a confirmation. You know, this is your confirmation that this is happening. Also, I have the Hanged Man. Okay. So, again, a little bit of that, like, kind of release of like, okay, I've done all that I can do. I can't, I've already done so much. Now I just need to like sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? So, and see what results from all of your hard work. Okay, because it is the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there are going to be projects, and there's going to be more stuff to do. There's always long lists of things to do. Um, but I feel like you are more than capable, and hanging in there just a little bit longer, as you get yourself ready for, the big day or the big event. If you are going and traveling, if you're staying home, if you're planning a big party, it's all depends, right, on the energy, I feel like. And the hangman is that sort of relaxed state of mind or being where you're just like, all right, I guess I've done all I can. Now I just have to wait and see how it all plays out, right? So we've got the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. Okay, so I think this is a Three of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so this is somebody's like love story here. The Six of Swords, I feel like, is all of your struggles or hardships have finally come to an end. You're able to lay down your swords, release that, um, you know, side to yourself where you're no longer need to fight. Okay, because I feel like the Ace of Wands, it really did look like a sword when it first came out. It still looks like a sword to me more than a wand, but I think because it is the Ace of Wands, it's like telling you, it's like this is the side of you where you really don't need to like defend your creativity anymore. You don't need to defend your passion anymore. You don't need to defend your dreams anymore. Okay, these are your dreams, your hopes, your desires, all combined, and you are turning those into realities. Okay, you are doing it. You have done it already a great deal. Okay, so there's no reason why the Six of Swords needs to say to you, okay, there's more fighting ahead. There's more tragedy ahead. The ravens or the crows flying in here, the blackbirds flying in here, okay, they're letting you know, like, you've carried a lot of weight on your shoulders. You've carried a lot of mental weight on your shoulders, okay? But you don't need to worry so much about that anymore. You can let a lot of that go now. Okay, the horizon, there's the horizon in front of you. Look toward the light, look toward the new day, the brand new beginning. Leave the past, arguments, negativity, toxicity, leave all of that, connections, those energies, leave all that behind as you enter into a new year. Okay, because that's aligning with your journey and your Three of Wands, and you want to keep traveling the pathway forward. You don't want to stay behind in the chaos that you had to endure. You already endured it. Okay. Yeah, Four of Swords. Okay, this is again with the rose petals. It's loss. Okay, she's out in the snow, in the cold, shivering, holding herself. That's your survival mode, right? That's your, okay, I've been through like such, I've held on to these relationships or these hardships, or, I've held on to these broken dreams or relationships for way too long. And I have to realize, like, some of those dreams are never going to turn into reality. And it's not because, I don't think it has to do with like your career and your passion and all of that. I think it has to do more with like a romantic thing, like a relationship that you dreamed might work out in some sort of reality, and you realize like it's not going to work out now or maybe ever, but that's okay, and I'm okay with that. Because I feel like it was also, I feel like these romantic interests that you dreamed about or hoped would fulfill as some kind of fantasy, I feel like, Scorpio, it's a good thing that they're not, okay? Because I don't think they were going to benefit you in any way. I think it was just going to create more work for you, honestly. And you don't need to add more to your already very full plate here of energy. Okay, you really, the main focus, I feel like, for your reading is focus on your creativity and your passions and your desires, and not so much on helping other people with their mental blockages. Okay, when it comes to love and romance. All right, and that's coming into an alignment with your Eight of Pentacles. Your Eight of Pentacles is, remember, you've already planted the seeds all year round. You have plenty of apples to pick from the tree. You have plenty of grapes to pick and make wine out of. You have plenty of opportunities here. If you look at this from a romantic perspective, a love reading perspective, if that's how this resonates for you, like, you have so many options. You don't need to be around any more swords. Okay, you need to be around pentacles. You need to be around energies. You need to be around energies that want to manifest and make dreams come true and make abundance and create. You want to be around that. Okay, endless supply of that. You don't want to be around a Four of Swords that just leaves you wanting and leaves you desolate out in the snow. Look at this, Five of Pentacles, the mother and child. Okay, this really resonates with me a lot because I myself was a single mom. I myself had to go through feeling the loss and the devastation and the trauma of someone who is supposed to like be mature and be responsible, uh, do unjustified things, take unjustified action, okay, towards me. All right, so you are not this like, look at the pentacles around her, right? She has abundance here. Okay, it's just that feeling of feeling lost, of feeling like you were vulnerable, you gave yourself to someone and they hurt you. Okay, you don't need to feel that way anymore. Okay, you're not just stuck out in the cold shivering away. That's not you anymore. That is a feeling, though, I think, that reminds you of your ability to survive. Again, it comes back to the sacral chakra and the root, the red chakra and the orange chakra. Okay. Okay, because this is something I think that you have really found your alignment with. It's a part of you that, grounding, stability, survival instincts, that's all in relation to the Five of Pentacles. Okay, because when you have no money and you're left out in this world, we all know what happens, right? You don't have a shelter, you don't have food, you don't have anything. You're abandoned, basically. Now, if we look at this from a higher perspective, okay, a more spiritual perspective, okay, somebody committing spiritual warfare on you, right, to make a point, okay, out of this, you've grown. Out of this, you've learned survival instincts. Out of this, your body's energy system has grown to know what is needed and necessary for you to build a solid foundation for yourself. Okay. And you're more than capable of making money for yourself, of providing for yourself, creating support for yourself. Okay. This is all about supporting your physical and emotional well being. Okay. Someone who doesn't want to provide that for you is someone who doesn't belong in your life. Okay. So, and karma will deal with them. I've seen it happen. Uh, yeah, it's a real thing. So the color red symbolizes vitality, strength, and passion. It represents your primal instincts and basic survival needs, such as food, shelter, and safety. So someone tried to attack your red chakra in the past, and you know what? They did not win because we got all of this beautiful energy around you. Got the Queen of Wands here, and then this is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so this clearly was a man who, you know, maybe you asked to be your partner and create abundance with you because you have that trees with apples, you know, you've got the pentacles here coming through, and you have the man like probably making like mushing up grapes in here, right? You wanted someone to work with you to create this Eight of Pentacles. You wanted collaboration. This is the card of collaboration and partnership. But what happened is that person did not want to collaborate with you. And that's what left you heartbroken and sad. That's what could have left you, you know, feeling out in the cold, right? Like abandoned, basically. The red chakra is linked to the adrenaline glands and governs the body's stress response. Imbalances in the chakra can lead to physical symptoms like lower back pain, fatigue, and immune system disorders. Okay, so you know, it's if you get some kind of back pain or something like that because you're working hard, you're manifesting that abundance, you're keeping a roof over your head, you're protecting yourself, those you love, then you know, that's a, you know, that kind of back pain is like that happens, right, when you're working hard. But then there is other people who want to, you know, manipulate the system, and you know, they want to like get out of, you know, giving you what they owe you. They work for you. Okay, you're the Queen of Wands, sweetie Scorpios. They work for you. So and you are going to put them to work whether they want the partnership or not. You know, you're the CEO, okay, Scorpio, you're the boss. All right. So, yeah, so that's what we got for you with that in regards to that. And I feel like because you're, um, you know, channeling this very like nurturing, loving energy, you know, where you love the child, you know, you're the mom protecting the child, you're the, you know, the aunt protecting, you know, your nieces or nephews or what, you know, or maybe you're the older sister or something like that, you know, you are a protector, you're a nurturer. That's why you stay. That's why you protect, because you have that in you. That's that red chakra energy. There's that orange chakra energy, which is taking your rooted stability and your survival instincts and turning it into your creative, passionate endeavors, which is where your abundance comes from. Okay. And it's your emotional balance. And it promotes healthy emotions and passion in life. And so as you create, you know, it becomes this more like almost like a sacred ritual or just like a natural instinct that your body and your function does. Okay. And spinning wheel. The term chakra originates from the Sanskrit word for spinning wheel, which refers to the circular shape of these energy centers. And look at this, you've got your energy wheel, your spinning wheel. It's all coming into alignment. Now, of course, when you're feeling your heart has been broken or you've betrayed by someone you loved or cared for, yes, of course, they want you to feel blocked. They want you to feel pain. But you know what? You turn that pain into pleasure. That is what the orange chakra sacral does. You channel in your Queen of Wands energy. And look, out of this comes the mothering archetype, the Empress. Okay? So you have a lot of good, beautiful things happening for you. And I feel like because of that, you're able to channel all this wisdom and knowledge into power. You even have like the Hierophant here. You have the blessing, right? You've been given the blessing. You've been given the spiritual clarity of all the different like symbols for different religions around the world. And the Empress, she is a loving, growing, nurturing energy, right? With the butterflies, again, the tree with the apples, the golden wheat, the lotus flower. These are all beautiful symbols of the qualities and characteristics that you possess, Scorpio. Okay. And I feel like this Hierophant, we're not thinking like religion, right? But we are thinking like there's this higher calling or this higher power, this higher consciousness. Okay. Spirit is like the male, masculine energy, and divine masculine energy, that's a protector, right? And the Empress energy is that like creator energy. So together, then harmonizing creates this beautiful balance. And that's what's happening for you with the Two of Pentacles. There's this beautiful balance. You've got this fairy pixie in the forest, okay? And she's balancing these two pentacles. You can create and you can protect. And that's what you've learned through your hardships. That's what you've learned through, being abandoned by a male or whatever. Like he obviously wasn't divine, okay? But you have created something truly divine within yourself and within your life and within your work. And it has been proven, okay, time and time again, that Two of Pentacles is that like constant flow of energy, of abundance. Okay. And the lotus flower, I love how the lotus flower appears here with the Empress again. And she's pregnant. She's a pregnant woman. So I feel like when you do harm to a pregnant woman, right, Scorpios, we know what happens to those people. Okay. When it's in context, it seems like, well, you can be pregnant with ideas, you can be pregnant with, you know, a project, like energy, and you can be, and it's just a beautiful thing. And you can also be literally pregnant, and they're both beautiful energies. And it's to be respected, and it's to be honored. And if a woman chooses to do that, and I feel like through your own process and through your own inner knowing, you've learned that and you've seen that. And I think that gives you a lot of tranquility. I think it gives you a lot of enlightenment. I think it also does symbolize the lotus flower also does symbolize in various religions. So it connects to religion, and there's the Hierophant there, and it is considered one of the most sacred plants. And I feel like Scorpio, you deserve to be treated like one of the most sacred energies and souls and person, and you're a human, and you deserve to be treated with love and light, and you deserve to have stability in your life. You deserve to have the basic needs met, food, shelter, because you are a person that is alive and breathing, and that's what a live person needs. So yeah. So I'm just gonna draw for you a couple more cards here. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna draw 2 more cards for you, and we're gonna see what these cards are. Yep. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles. The man is generously giving to these other two individuals. Okay. So, and the scales are balancing. Okay. Giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. All right. Earth, second deacon, Taurus, movement, balance, solutions, harmony, healing, empathy. Yes. Reversed, we have self-care, unpaid debts, one-sided charity, strings attached, power, and domination. Okay, Scorpio. So, you're a very powerful sign and you dominate in whatever career field you go into. But I think what this is more saying is like, if you haven't been taking time for self-care and self-love, now it's the time to do it. And also with these unpaid debts and and giving and charity, strings attached, yeah, there's gonna be people who are going to like maybe treat you a type of way if you're not like, super wealthy or whatever. But like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, you feel free to give generously and don't feel like obligated or pressured either, because it's like, I know there was like this person the other day when I was checking out at the store, and I was like on a really tight budget, and like I don't know why, for whatever reason, but this like one cashier, like she really made me feel like if I didn't donate to charity, I was like a bad person. And I'm like, that's really messed up. Like, you don't know my finances, like you don't know how many kids I have, you don't know what bills I have, like you don't know my life, you don't know my financial story. So like that's like really obnoxious. But then I was like, oh, can you give me cash back after I check out? You can give me cash back. And then it almost seemed like she was like blowing me like off or didn't believe me or something. It was so weird. And I was just like, okay. And then I got my cash back and I donated, the cash that I had. And she, all of a sudden, her entire demeanor changed to be like, oh my gosh, you're so nice. Oh my gosh, Merry Christmas. Oh, anything, thank you. And I was like, that was the fakest interaction I have had all week. Like, first of all, you're trying to make me feel bad if I don't donate any money or if I donate less than what you're asking. And then second of all, you're like, all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, you're the coolest person ever when I do donate some money. Like, okay. Like, it was just such a weird, I think she was just young and like didn't have kids, like didn't know how a lot of things about the real world, probably still lives at home with her parents, like doesn't pay rent, doesn't pay like any bills except her cell phone or something. And it just was like really weird. But I didn't donate because I felt pressured to. I donated because I just was like, I always donate, and I was like, probably gonna donate anyway. But it was just like the feeling of her trying to like control the situation was like a little bit weird. Not gonna lie. But anyway, that's just a weird energy. But obviously if you can't afford to be like donating and charitable, just then don't do it and don't feel bad about it either. Like, you can buy presents for your kids for Christmas instead of donating to some charity. It's, don't feel bad about that. And then we have here the Six of Wands, fire, second deacon Leo, 6 and 6. Interesting. Okay. Movement, balance, solutions, harmony, healing, and empathy. Yeah, public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence. That's what you need, right? Like, that's what you are looking for here, is like, you want to advance in your career, advance in your life, and you are doing that, Scorpio. You are celebrating those victories. You are celebrating that progress that you've made. You have a lot more self-confidence because you've given to yourself some more self-care. And reverse, it says lack of confidence, lack of recognition, unpopular, discredited, private achievement. Okay, so again, I feel like there's going to be some people towards the end of the year that might be, not matching the same energy as you. They're not tapping into that root chakra. They're not tapping into the sacral chakra. They're not creating as much. They're not showing as much excitement, or they're not being as generous. But you don't need to waste your time, chatting them up or seeing what they're doing, or entertaining them or getting involved with those types of people. You focus on your self-care, on your projects, on your victories, on your achievements, on your success, and go based off of that. Because I guarantee you, like, there's gonna always be those a few bad eggs, right? A few bad apples in the bunch. And you have to just throw those away and focus on the good and the positive. And that's what's going to give you the best time, really, honestly, Scorpio, because, I know people who, there's so much going on. There's so much people that want energy and time. And if you don't give them your energy and time, they look at you poorly, just like the case with just a simple grocery donation. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this woman doesn't even know my story, and she doesn't care. She's just trying to make me feel bad if I don't donate some money. And I'm like, I'm gonna donate money anyway, but like, you shouldn't be making people feel bad. Like, that's just weird. Like, leave it up to them, it's right there, the sign's right there in front of them. Like, um but, at the end of the day, it's just, maybe I needed to make her feel like she did something successful, like she got someone to donate money, because maybe she didn't even have money to donate. The thing was empty when I got up there, so she wasn't putting any money in there. Like, I don't know. But I did, I think I did make her feel good. And I think maybe that was the whole point of it. It's like, she wants to prove that she's able to, like, get money for people. I'm like, you could just put your own money in there if you wanted. But I think there was something deeper going on there. So, it's okay. It all worked out. She was happy I donated money. I was like, either way, I know I'm not gonna, like, go to hell if I don't donate money here, but okay, like, whatever. um it's all good, it all worked out. But anyways, yeah, it's just so funny because the holidays really do bring out very interesting sides to people, and you can really see what kind of people are, like, fully understanding and grasping the spirit and soulfulness of the holiday season and what joy it brings. And then you can see how others are a little bit more like, okay, this is just like what people did, I just kind of did it. And I'm just like, I feel like it's because I'm a mom, and I've seen very, very good Christmases, and I've seen very, very bad Christmases. I don't think I feel like it's about how you feel. And that again comes in with, like, the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Are you feeling secure? Are you feeling safe? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling rooted? Um, that's a good sign right there. And are you feeling your creative passions are, being able to be expressed freely and supported freely? And that's good too. So, Scorpios, I'll leave you with that. Love and light always. Don't feel obligated to, donate to every charity. And also, feel free to celebrate your victories, and your accomplishments, even if it just means, you know, baking a pie or something, trying something new, or, finishing meeting a quota or something for work, like, whatever it is. All right, Scorpios, love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye. Bye.